Well, hey folks, Species 7 here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Watt's Farm. Another beautiful summer day. It is now, of course, late summer. First day of such. And our sugar beets are not quite ready. Our corn is not quite ready. I have finished what we had going on down field 2 there. I love that I can actually look behind this thing. There's so few you can do that. So that one's done. We do need to collect up the straw, but not a big deal. Looking forward to that. We could really use it. I don't want to... I don't mind pitching a bale into the cow barn for their bedding, those big bales, but the little guys are a lot easier for me to deal with for making the mixed feed. And as you can see by our Grandois warning sign, we are, once again, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to go up there. I want to go harvest my other field. We are in need of giving them some. Not quite as badly in need as they might claim. I think there's like, I don't know, a few hundreds of liters left anyway. 605 liters of power food. And I don't know why they're asking for grass. I would think 2,383 liters of grass would keep 2 cows fed for, you know, at least breakfast. So, let's go have a check on our other field. This is going to be a real test for this combine. Because, well, I don't know how they even keep this thing watered, to be honest with you. I think a crop would only grow at the bottom. Everything at the top would keep going dry on you. But we did see a lot of rain too, didn't we? Alright, let's make sure this canola is actually harvestable. It is. Alright, that's all I wanted to know. Boom. Bum 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 bum. You are... Oh, obviously it is, or it wouldn't have opened up for me. And of course we're not going to get any beautiful straw here. But we're going to get a crop that's worth good money and that we don't have to feed to the critters. So this will be our little cash bit. Again, it's not going to be much, you know, as much of an effort as we may put into these fields. They are small. And much like we did in Farmer's Dynasty, if we want to get ahead on this map, we are going to have to buy some of the larger fields. Yes, Dexter, I realize I've started recording a video, so you need to start meowing. And, you know, like, look at that field ahead of us there, man. What a thing of joy that is, I tell you. Look at that. Razza, frazza. That's lovely. You know? See, now that's the canola field we want to be chopping down. Oops, my harvester slipped. Yeah. Okay. I don't think whoever it is that owns that would particularly appreciate it, you know what I mean? Not in particular. Just made off with their crop. Wasn't there an iteration of Farm Sim where you could actually do that? Just simply go and harvest crops of other fields. Was it Farm Sim 15? Custom maps, you could just go harvest everybody's crops. You couldn't plow, you couldn't cultivate, you couldn't reseed the fields. But you could go home with everybody's paydays in your pocket. Which, I suppose, if you're going to do it, that's the way to do it. Now, all of our fields except the last one we purchased should be fine for plowation for another two plantings. So that's good. It'll get us through the winter. We won't need to plow again until next spring, which I suppose is about right, eh? Now I think we've got one more grass harvest about ready by now. I know. That's less than exciting. It's almost more worth, or more work than it's worth. But we are going to go with either the little Massey mower or the little Forschritt E302, I believe it is, would be the particular on that one. One of the two. Not a difficult thing. Now, tomorrow we are going to have to... I just don't shut up, do I? Tomorrow we are going to likely be harvesting our sugar beets. And you guys might want to catch that. I'm going to do a little bit different than you might normally be used to seeing. I'm in fact going to... I couldn't find... I think I mentioned in the last video that I had a beet harvester that was pretty cool. Problem was, it doesn't gather the beets, it just lays them out on the field. So I couldn't... I know that... well, I don't. I know that for the potatoes, there's an almost identical harvester. But there's also a unit, in fact it's available on the Giants Mod Hub in the beta, that will pick the potatoes up in the rows. I cannot find the one for beets. So what I plan on doing is we are going to use the harvester that simply uproots them all, no pun intended, and deposits them on the field top. And then we're simply going to use the already in this series well-used Volvo and a beet bucket, or a root bucket I guess they actually call them, a root bucket. Yeah, I've got a couple to choose from. I'm just going to go for whatever seems to be a reasonable caliber and go from there. But yeah, we will be actually doing the field in a different fashion than we've done with beets before. Alright, well I can see that although we've gotten double, which is nice, of what we pulled off that tiny postage stamp of a wheat field, we're still not going to get very much. You know, 2,500 when the smoke clears here, so. But 2,500 liters of canola is worth reasonable money. A few $1,000 anyway. Unlike Farmer's Dynasty, where it'd be worth about $1.30, but that's then, this is now. Alright. Well, 2,500 I think was kind of being a little generous with what we're really going to end up with here. Yeah, we'll be lucky if we make 2,400. Yeah, I'd be out there with a scythe. I could be cutting bigger chunks of grass than that. Oop, kind of fattened out here on the bottom. Whew. Alright, well, 24.44. So, your cows need grass. A chicken has been born. Oh. Well, hey, that makes my day, guys. That makes my days. We're starting to, that's great. Starting to make up a little bit for, well, earlier errors is about all I really want to say about that. Yeah. Okie dokie. Let's walk up the hill here and grab our trackatori and trailer. And then I guess that's about all we can do for harvesting for today. I'm still on 15x time, just because I did that other whole project there and didn't realize I was on single X. As I said, I think it should be closer to noon than 10 a.m. But it'll get there. Man, more giant canola. What do you want for this field, dude? And could I actually make money buying it? This is the question. 45,881. It sure wouldn't leave us much freaking money, would it? Certainly nowhere near. I guess that's the other end of things, you know, they don't give you a lot for your crops. but by the same token, you can still make the value of the field. This one, I mean, there isn't, I don't care how generous FarmSim is with its money, there isn't $40,000 worth of canola there. And it's a bit big for a $2,000 job, you cheap bugger. Yeah, I think we'll let that go. If he'd asked reasonable half of that, I'd have probably bought that, and we'd be harvesting it right now. However, okay, I don't see what I'm looking for. I should have just used the tabination there. Oh, there we go. All is not lost. Hup. Hup. Light up my little 3-cylinder John Deere. Yeah, kinda. There was a comment made that it sounds like this Johnny Deere is only running on 3 cylinders, and you can clearly see it's it's a 3-cylinder tractor, so I guess it should sound like it's running on 3 cylinders. Now I'm starting to think maybe just a joke was made at my expense here. Oh, I just don't know anymore. I just don't. Yeah. Alright, yeah. Does it tell me in here? If I go to here, how descriptive is the descriptive? Johnny's, here we are. Johnny be good. Tractors, yeah, that ain't telling us much. That isn't going to tell us either. Nothing about the engine. It's the open station. I don't know. You know, round ear cab. I don't think that's got anything to do with the engine. Alright. Huh. That's too bad. Some of them give a little more detail as to what they are and what they're capable of. This one, unfortunately, not. Those people have a nice house. Like I said, I live in their shed beside the tractor, so I don't know. I guess somebody's got to have a nice house. Alright. Now give me a crop worth $1 billion. Because, I mean, we can't really figure that Buddy's canola is going to have a much better yield than what we got. I mean, it's obviously a bigger field, but you know what I mean? I don't think he's going to get a better yield per acre than we got. So, let's find out who the big canola buyer is here in town. Here we go. Canola. Valley Greens, $12.84. Canola is not the most valuable crop on this board, is it? We do better with soybean. Huh. Anybody got a soybean field for sale? Well, sunflower's not bad either. It is down a little, but it's still not bad. Valley Green, eh? Well, let's consult the giant map. Valley Green, Valley Greens. Well, it's obviously up the hill. Everything's up the freaking hill. So, no, not this hill. T'other hill. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the heck? Okay, it's in that weird steering mode thing. That meant I pressed something to... Oh, I hate this. Is it Shift and W? No. No, it wasn't Control. I'd have seen that. Oh, man. we can't get to it here. I'd have to go right out of the game. Oh, I hate that that's even a thing, you know that? I really do. Yeah, it doesn't tell you there anywhere. How about if I can't get to the actual tractor? Why would that be? Alright. Nope. I guess it doesn't because that's not an actual control for the tractor itself. Oh, I have no idea how to change it back. No. No. I really don't know. I'm gonna have to pause, go all the way out of the game, and go to the options, guys. Hey guys, I'm back. It's M. I don't know how I ended up pressing that. I must have went to go to the space bar and missed with my thumb, or who the heck knows what I was doing. Yeah, see there, I just accidentally tapped the space bar. I'm just gimpy, what can I tell you? Just a gimpy bugger. Well, now that I've almost crashed into my... let's try this again. So, Valley Greens, eh?
Nothing to see here, move along.
Alright. Yeah. Valley Greens. We're off to Valley Greens. So soybeans, the big sucker on the map, isn't it? I guess we can cut 14 down next. See, I should have looked at that before I planted, because I did think that I was oh, I did it again. That I was planting the money crop. I keep doing it to open the map. That's what's going on. Been playing too many other things where M opens the map. So Valley Grains looks to be one of these guys here. Yes. Okay, is it the first one or the second one? Well, let's see. One will take wool, the other will take grains, so that shouldn't be too difficult to figure out. It'll be the one that has a grain tip as opposed to a wool pallet. So, here we go. And Valley Grains. See, there's the wool pallet. Not too hard to tell apart in the long run, were they? Alright, so let's see what sort of money we get for this. What, about 3 grand? So yeah, it taken off a lot to make up for a $40,000 field. So I think unlike Dynasty, it's not worth doing yet. It's something we're going to have to do when we've got pure profit as it is. I've still got kit to buy. So, next then, let's deal with field 14. Yeah, that M thing, I don't know why anybody would want that to be the de facto setup for their kit. Unless maybe it's easier with a wheel? I don't know. That's a possibility. I've never tried that. Okay, so this time I think we're just going to simply do that. Stick our pipe in so I don't smack it on a tree on the way by. Not that I'd ever do that, but you know, I'd do that. Okay. So tomorrow, corn and sugar beet. Are there any soybean on the soybeans? Dark green. Ah, I see. There in fact isn't. Lots of canola. No one planted soybean. Huh. Well. No, field aid to something else. That's unfortunate. Because I really wouldn't mind grabbing some soybean from somewhere, somehow. Okay. Now I think I need to do a headland on this map. Or this field, possibly. Now we are still going to... good thing I checked. I would not want to have not had straw. My goodness. That's half our paycheck. There we go. It looks like the field continues right through the trees. That would not be convenient. Although, I mean, not like it's tough to knock a couple of trees down. That's for sure. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to have to lay up a headland here. Definitely. That's, he's no turnaround room there, that's for sure. I don't want too big a pile on the end of my straw there, so. There we go. Work our way down. Probably 2 will be enough. Well, narrow header, we'll see. We might actually have to do 3. It's one thing with the smaller equipment, of course. It might have a smaller turning radius, but not that much smaller. Oh yeah, let's work some of this straw back and forth. It's a pretty small baler we have, eh? I mean, pretty small tractors too, so it's not like we can't end up getting them hung up on a hump if one of those rows is just too darn big. So let's get one more head row down here. See where we go from there. We'll do our next row, run the other way. And then when we get back down to the bottom, we can see if we've done enough or not. I have a feeling this is still going to be pretty tight. Good. Okay. Give her a little wheelie here, a little wheelie there. That's probably pretty good, eh? Whoop. There you are. Wow. That takes a little longer than I expected. Alright, let's get ourselves up to the end. Definitely getting a little better count off of this field. Now this is what I meant by the wheat. It's got heads on it, kind of look like yellow tom grass, if you know what tom grass is. As opposed to the spiky, beardy, fuzzy-topped barleys. You gotta get that right, Dynasty. You gotta get it right. This is just not gonna wash. Using some weird barley texture for wheat. Alright, that should do that. Let's get ourselves turned about. Nice. Okie dokie. Let's see if we've left ourselves enough headroom. I didn't check the time when I cut that video. Darn. Do-do-do-do. And yeah, I have a real-time clock up there, but I never looked at it either. So many opportunities, so many mistakes made. Yes, indeed. So as for the whole 2 video, 3 video thing, I'm going to check the dates and make sure that I've at least been doing 3 videos for a month to, you know, say that I have given it a fair chance. It is a bit rough. It's about, well, about 6 hours to do 3 videos. And then, of course, the real thing of it is these aren't kind of contiguous things. You know, like if this video is to hit the 30-minute mark in 2 more rows, and I go, okay, that's the end of the episode, blah, 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 do my sign off, do all that stuff. Odds are when we come back next episode, I'm not going to do the last 3 rows and then start blah, 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 right? We're going to move on to something else. So you get that 6 hours, and then you get, you know, this game. I'll have maybe another hour or 2 of real time to, you know, get us set up for the next one. And, you know, same thing goes, do some medieval engineers or whatever it might be, and then there'll be an hour or 2 of gathering in between. What the, I guess part of the issue is I do have some stuff that I like to do. Like I installed Elite Dangerous about a month ago. I think I've got an hour into it, you know. And it's the sort of game I really do like and that is going to hold interest for me. But I can't even get through the tutorial sections because I simply don't have the time, you know. Some other games that I would like to feature, again, I don't really want to start them because they're going to be real time consumers, you know. That's one of the reasons I'm not doing Age of Engineering right now. It just takes up too much time. I mean, you're talking, you know, sometimes 3 or 4 hours of off-camera stuff to get to the next stage that will be something, you know, other than building a room or, you know, those sort of things. So we'll have to see, but I'd like to honestly say that I've given it a fair shot. You know, do 100 videos or whatever, and then go, well, that's about as burnt out as I care to be. But I don't know. Maybe it will kind of work itself into the trend. We'll see. As I said, I would like to show my appreciation to my Patreon sponsors by giving a little something more to the community. Oh, speaking of which, if you like the content of this and my other videos, you can subscribe by clicking the icon in the bottom right corner. If you would like to become a Patreon supporter, which would be, of course, incredibly appreciated, you can do that by following the link that the little exclamation point in the top corner will get you to. So there you are, enough of the sales and marketing for the day. This end is a little bit tight too. So far I've managed to kind of slide between the trees like that. But I don't know if that'll hold out forever. Eventually one of these rows is going to line up. But I'm going to try and avoid putting a headland on that end. Oop. Well, I am sort of harvesting wheat, aren't I? A great demand. That might really make it worth some money. And I don't need that much wheat. I did dump the other field, as sad as it was. And I think that'll be enough to get the chickens through. Which are the only... yeah, we don't have pigs. And I don't know that that's something we'll manage by winter. So I'm not going to be too concerned about having the stuff ready for pigs that we may or may not have at some point in the near or distant future. If we have to get rich enough to buy pigs, we can probably afford to buy a little fodder, you know? Alright, we're almost full. That's great news. That is great news. doing much better on this field. There we go. Let's get the pipette, or pipe out, and rah-rah. Let's go grab our tractor. And again, as well, guys, as always, if there's a particular game you'd like to see me take on, I do have a pretty large Steam library. And as the Patreon sponsors that I do have, the money that I am collecting from them, of course, goes back into the channel. So I am willing to, you know, purchase something I don't have if I can afford it. But, well, that's kind of weird. Huh. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, so if there's something you think of you'd like me to give a poke at, you know, the sort of style of games that I do, which is to say pretty much anything other than, you know, like platformers or deep strategy games. I don't mind those deep strategy games, I just don't have much of a penchant for doing them on YouTube. Really? You filmed this trailer? What is going on here? Did I just get like a double fill or something? There's no way I get 4,500 liters of goodies off of that field. We still get 500 liters. Yeah, and it says 10%, so this thing actually holds 5,000 liters. Wow. I'm impressed. And as there is a great demand, I think we'll sell this trailer and we'll keep whatever is left off the other one. Oh, where is the great demand, by the way? Ah, okay.
Oddly enough, more or less where we just were. So.
Oh, actually, no. Huh? Is there a great demand for something I don't know about? How could there be a great... Let me have a look here. Yeah, Flake and Bake, apparently. Denton Bakery. Oh. I take it that's the Flake and Bake. Okay. Now that's the garden market. That's where we sell our wedgies. Oh, look at this. Of course. I'm sorry, Clint. It's been too long since I have played your maps. Alright, so 50. Right? Let's see what we get. That's what I like to see. Look at the numbers roll. So we made 9K off of that trailer elite. Jeez. Let's have a look at something, shall we, before I end the episode, which I'm going to do very quickly. But I'd like to determine what this is going to cost me. So beet harvesting, 100K with traditional equipment. And we can't haul traditional equipment. The smallest beet harvesting unit is well above our. However, I've got this guy. I think he maybe just tops them. I'm not sure, but I got this guy, a Reuben Rodder, right? Now, yeah, he's the one that lays the beets out on the surface. And then we've got this thing, which is basically a home-built MZT-80 with some kind of odd contraptionation going on the bottom. But I'd like to use this guy. So we're going to need 12K for that. And then if we go to, I believe, wheel loaders. Cool whip. Yes, indeed. Here we are. We've got this guy, which will hold 4,750 liters. Now I think our actual fill trigger one is bigger. 6,000 liters. Does it do beets? Yes, it does. So we don't really need a lot of money, do we, for our sugar beet harvest? The corn, we're good. Now we don't have anything in the way of forage gear, but we can harvest it as corn. I don't think I've got anything in the way of specialized, do I? Yeah, not for 30. I mean, we could do that. One row at a time. 35K to get into the foreshret, eh? That's a bit much, so yeah. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Next episode, we're going to look around at maybe purchasing ourselves another field. We'll see how it goes. But until then, I think I'm going to have to call it here, guys. Hope everybody enjoyed. Again, if you did, don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. Make sure you leave lots of comments. I do try and answer everything that is put to me. So, beyond that, take care of each other, folks. And ciao for now. He doesn't have enough to unload. I'll just park up here.